Alright creeps, it's Simon here again doing another video, this time Transformers One. Also from the same manufacturer as the one before, Kayou, also purchased off Allied Express. I bought just the 4 boxes. Now, I've watched my own videos, the 2 that I've uploaded recently, back a couple of times, and they're a bit crap. So this time, no editing, I'm just going to say shit. I'm probably going to talk a bit of shit about Transformers One as I go. It is a movie about which I do feel conflicted, I will be honest. When I walked out of the cinema having seen this, and we went to see it here at Gold Lounge, it didn't do very well on the big screen. Which was a shame really, because obviously I have a vested interest in the franchise and seeing it do well. I've never been so conflicted about a movie in all my life. When I walked out, I was like, oh, yeah, maybe 6.5 out of 10. But the things that I disliked about Transformers One, I really disliked. Like, there was a lot of stuff, I'm sorry to say, that was obviously added to appeal to children. All right, and I get it. I released a fan edit for it, which I called the Gen X fan edit. And I might put a link to this video for anyone who wants to reach out to me on Reddit. If you want to get a copy of it. It's not the best. I'm no fan editor or anything like that. I have no technical expertise whatsoever. But like, the thing is though, the things that I like about Transformers One, I fucking love, really. Like D16 before he became Megatron, refusing to kneel in front of Sentinel, fucking brilliant that, you know. And look, the climax at the end, that's usually when climaxes happen, isn't it, really? The climax at the end, when at the same time as D16 is getting the Megatronus cog and becoming Megatron, Orion Pax is becoming Optimus Prime, fucking superb. And then obviously a nice little fight scene between the two, just to kind of round it off. So what I like about the movie, I really like, just kind of feel like there was a bit too much for me added to appeal to children. So look, I might talk a bit of shit about the movie as I go through. It depends what kind of cards I get. Each one of these boxes has, I won't go into a lot of detail, but each one of these boxes has 10 packets, and each packet has 5 cards. That's my understanding. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I have that down right. So what I'm going to do is I've got a random number generator here. I've only bought the 4 boxes from Allied Express. Random number generator here, and I'm going to click the button a couple of times. On the 3rd one, that'll be the box that I'm going to open. So let's go 1, obviously 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're opening this one. Once again, we get box number 1. Now, I might talk a bit of shit about the movie. I really did. The things I like about it, though, I really like. I really do. Now, I've got a couple of stands here as well. Obviously, my setup still sucks the fat one. It's not great. Obviously, there's a little bit too much light around here. So I'm going to sleeve every card that I get. Now, again, it's Kayou. These boxes are obviously a lot smaller than the 40th anniversary ones that I got recently, that I opened the other day. I'm just going to kind of try to get a bit of an idea so you can see. I know, you know, it doesn't do great focusing sometimes. It is what it is, right? You know, it's the same sort of setup, if you can see there before, where you've got low priority and high priority cards or such, low odds and high odds, something like that is what it is, right? All right, so this is the pack we are going to go with today. I might do another video opening up some of the other packs, but then again, look, I might not. We'll see what goes. We'll see what goes. All right. Again, I don't really want to damage the pack. All right. Very cool, very cool. They do make great cards though. Like this Kayou, they make exceptional cards. They really do. All right. So yeah, look, I'm likely going to talk a bit of shit about the movie. It is what it is. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, of course. So we'll see how we go. All right. Yeah, my setup here isn't the best. Recognise that. But look, this is kind of cool. Other people have kind of shown this before. That's pretty neat, you know. Right. Look, they do put a lot of work into the artwork here, the packages and all that. Oh, like I say, these are obviously a lot smaller. I'm going to take them all out here for now. Yeah, that's fine. You can go to one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's have a go. I'm going to put you to one side as well. That's fine. We don't need you. All right. Like I said, I will sleeve each one. If I get good ones, I'm going to put them on these stands I've got here. If I don't, I'm just going to lie them down. What I will also do is do what I did before, where I'll just put them out one at a time, so you kind of get an idea of... so you can't really see what I've got in here. You need to hurry up though, so you're taking fucking too long, mate. All right. Okay. Yeah. You know, the cards are great. The cards are great. Is that supposed to be sideswipe? It is too. The problem I had with the Autobots in the movie is that they really seem very generic. I would have loved it if they'd had more character befitting who they were in G1. I'm not unhappy to get sideswipe though. I actually had sideswipe growing up, you know. Great cast. So look, I will put him there for now, but I might... also, sorry, that is a SR. Yeah. The SR is... Oh, I had it up here somewhere. Hold on a moment. I know you haven't got much of a setup here, have you? The SR is the static bot mode pose, something like that. Not a bag. I mean, look, you know, I like sideswipe, but again, the Autobots in the movie were sort of a bit generic, really. They didn't really have any... Like, I would have liked to have seen Jazz, for example, who featured a little bit such that he had a sort of couple of spoken power, you know, a spoken sentence here or there. It would have been nice if he'd had more of a an accent akin to the Jazz that we know in G1. But anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, okay. The plan. I mean, you know... The cards are great quality though. These are the... So I'm trying to read it. The more time that goes in life, the worse your eyesight becomes. Now I almost have to go fucking cross-eyed to see some of this. It is an R story screenshot card. There are 55 of these, so I'm going to get a few screenshot cards. The plan... I'm not unhappy to have that one. I'm going to try and show you sort of each one as I go, but... if I get ones that I'm not inspired about one way or another, I'm just going to lie them down here. All right. But I like the thought of basically you can't see what else I've got in here until... Okay. Yeah. D16, obviously. This is... I can't really see the... My eyesight is shocking, eh? But I'm pretty sure that is a HR. It's one of the lenticular transforming cards. Now, obviously, if I put that on a certain... Yeah, look. I know. I wonder if I can... I'm going to set him up and then I'm going to pause the video and just see if I can do something about... Because obviously, you've got that. I am not at all unhappy, I will be honest, though, to get this card. That ain't bad at all. Because anyone who's like, if you've watched... my either of the two videos that I did before, I've become an awful fan of, well, not really D16 if I'm being honest, just sort of Megatron. Now, it says it there, doesn't it? Yeah, that is a HR. Number 2, I think. Or it could be number 12. My eyesight is shocking. Of 19 of them, yes, indeed. So, I'm going to put you there for now. Yeah, happy to have that one. Happy to have that one. All right. This is the last card in the pack. No, there's one more. Okay, a little one. Is that a little one or is it RC? Two all or... See, I love the fact that it says up the top there, two all or one, you know. You can kind of see it there, you know. I mean, look, if I'm being honest, a little bit critical, but it's a bit kind of plain Jane on the back, you know. But look, that was. I mean, I'm not supposed to be like a leader one, right? But I'm getting RC vibes. Sorry, if you can see a name, you're doing better than me because I can't. Again, eyesight shocking. All right. I mean, not unhappy, but I am just going to lie it down for now. Okay, so it looks like each pack has 5 cards. This is the final one. Sentinel's Speech. Now, in the fan edit that I released, I actually cut all of this. In fact, I cut the race completely. You know, there just wasn't any point to it. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I keep saying I don't want to be that guy, right? Almost like as if I do want to be that guy. Look, here's the thing, right? If anyone who's a fan of Transformers One, now, it's reasonable to assume the Quintessons had threatened Sentinel before, right? So if he knew they weren't going to have enough Energon to meet their quota, why did he announce the day off for the race? I don't know. Anyway, I just, you know, sometimes things just don't make sense to me. You know, I mean, it's a crazy world, isn't it, really? Honestly, if anything on this planet makes sense to you, you're doing fucking better than I am. All right, pack number 2. Okay. That is very similar to that one, but it's not the same. I'm going to sleeve it, and then I'll put the 2 up side by side so you can kind of get an idea of the differences between these 2. I mean, they're obviously different, right? Yeah, this is obviously meant to be RC. I'm not getting Elite One vibes from this at all. But, I mean, the back of the 2 is the same. Look, you know, is this making cards? Look, you know, they're great cards, but is this making cards for the sake of it? They really aren't. I mean, this one is a sort of a nicer, I suppose, sort of reflective glow effect than this one here. Although, you know, you might feel differently about that. But the 2 cards are very similar to each other. Yeah, very similar. All right, anyway. We've got a crack on here. We've got a few more to go through yet, you know. You know. Crikey. Speaking of RC, here's another one. I mean, look, you know, great cards, mind you, though. Like, they do put a lot into them, you know. They do put a lot into them. It is this story, the screenshot cards, you know. That's going to sort of prompt comments from me, but, you know, because of obviously what happens in the movie and how I don't like some of it, but I do very much like some of it. Oh, yeah. Matrix. What's that say? Matrix of Leadership? Ain't much wrong with that. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to put that next to Megatron over there. Not bad, eh? Not bad, really. Like, if I'm talking smack about the movie, you have to sort of, well, like, how bad, how much, you obviously don't dislike it because you were motivated enough to do a fan edit about it and you've bought some cards. Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it, really? Okay. Still going. I think this is the last one from... No, there's one more in there. Slipstream. I mean, again, it's a great looking card, but I don't really know who Slipstream is. Again, my Transformers motivation is G1, Season 1. Obviously, I know a few of the episodes from Season 2, certainly the better ones, as mentioned before, War Dawn. Starscream's Brigade is also quite a good one. There are others, mind you. A couple of good Dinobot ones in there. I don't know who Slipstream is. But, I mean, they're good cards, mind you, though. They're still good cards. It's okay. All right, lucky last in this pack. All right. Rising up. Yeah, see, this is cool. There are 55 of these R cards, the story screenshot cards, or whatever you want to call them. There are 55 of them in the complete set, which is good really because it means you've got a lot of scenes from the show. Okay, that's cool. That can go. Oh, I might put it there for now, but I can always put other ones in front of that on the stands if need be. Okay, so that's 2 packs down, and 2 packs down and 8 to go. Oh yeah, that's okay. All right. All right. Okay, obviously Orion packs. I think these are just, again, the SRs, the static bot pose. It is, yeah, it is. Kind of like that though. You get a little bit more on the back, you know. Dynamite, take note, right? These are how you do cards. Yeah, I know that's critical, isn't it, really? Okay, I'm going to put that in front of the sideswipe there. Again, like I said, you know, and I do feel that way. The Autobots were a little bit generic, a little bit plain Jane in the movie. They really were. I mean, again, like, you know, say Hound, for example, which I just pulled, right? Like, I'm going to sleeve him, but then I'll tell you, I'll show you. You know, like, the green motif, it looks good, you know? Maybe it all changes for these guys once they get their cogs right at the end. I don't know. Maybe that's the idea. Like, being miners, they're supposed to be sort of generic. It's just, it feels like he's literally just the same character, just a different colour scheme. All right, look, I'm going to pause this and try and see if there's anything I can do about the light reflecting. Be right back. All right, I've had a go. It's not great, but yeah, I mean, it's not terrible though. I don't mean the cards, I mean the lighting here. All right, let's crack on. Let's keep going. Okay. Now that is Decepticon Red Wing. I mean, I love the lenticular cards. They're good. I mean, it's not the most stable, like it kind of goes from bot mode to transformed mode and then back to bot mode. But it's the thought that counts, right? Lovely cards though. They are nice cards, you know. I mean, if you're a fan of the movie and or the franchise, you can't really go wrong. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put all the lenticular cards there, same pile. All right. Okay, so what have we got this time? Arachnid attacks. Yeah, it's okay. Like, I did cut a bit of Arachnid from. Oh, he sucks. What are we doing? I did cut a bit of Arachnid from my fan edit. She doesn't really have any roots in G1 for me. That's a bit after my time, if I'm being honest. You know. You know, we all have nostalgia for what we have nostalgia for, right? You know, certain area, certain time, you know. Nice enough card to have, mind you, though. I do wish it wasn't so dark in here, but it is what it is. Okay, the last one from this one is the first transform. Oh, okay, yeah, that's Bumblebee, obviously. Look, I did cut this scene as well, just because they were trying to make a joke out of it. So, you know, anyway, look, I won't go on about it. Don't go on about it, Sai. They don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. Okay, so that is 3 packs down and 7 to go. Nothing tops the 86 movie for me, though. It absolutely doesn't. And it couldn't, really. I'm just... That movie's the best. It is the best. Okay, this is obviously Ironhide. I mean, I like it more because it's obvious that it's Ironhide. I want them to have characteristics of the characters that we know and love. But obviously very happy to have Ironhide here. Every time I look into a monitor prime, my circuits sizzle. When are we going to start busting Deceptichops? Ironhide, I want you to make a special underwater bot city on Earth. But Prime, listen Ironhide. We don't have enough energon cubes to power a full fucking just brilliant, isn't it? So, Arachnid, yeah, it's okay. I don't really know her well, I'll be honest. Lovely card though, lovely card. You might be more fond of certain characters and fond of certain elements in the movie than me. So you'd be hard pressed to find a better set, you really would. Before the finish line. Again, the race, wasn't a big fan of it. Lovely looking card, mind you though, but I wasn't a big fan of the race and I did cut it. I would like to see more though, because obviously I have a vested interest in seeing the franchise do well. Okay. Okay, is that... Oh, it's one of the Quintessons, obviously. Quintesson High Commander. I thought they were displayed really sort of quite well. I was kind of hoping for sort of like the face that turns, you know, and you get the different faces. But this is not a bad card to have, you know. I like to, you know, again, it's all about the 86 movie for me. I know. I really hope Kayou do a set on the 86 movie for the 40th anniversary next year. Oh, I'll spend so much money on that. The leader of Iacon. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I did cut a bit of Sentinel as well. Simon, stop talking about your fan edit. What are you trying to plug it for all the time? I did cut a bit because, you know, as a villain, he was okay, but as a villain, he just didn't shut up. Like, what is it? You know, it's got like motor mouth or something, you know? All right, another pack down, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go, including this one. So after this pack, we're going to be halfway through this box. I was only thinking about doing one box on video, but you know, if I'm getting into it, I might do another one. Again, here's the thing, right? This is what I'm saying. Obviously, it's meant to be Sunstreaker, but they look so generic. You know, it's just a differently coloured bot. Like, you know, outside of the colour, you might struggle to find the difference between Sunstreaker here being in yellow, Sideswipe being in red, and Hound being in green. They were just a bit too generic for my liking. I would have liked just a little bit more character from the bots, the Autobots in the show. The Decepticons were done well. You know, Starscream and all. Shockwave, Soundwave. This is Hyde. Yeah, that's okay. Again, fabulous looking cards, really. If you're a fan of the movie even just a little bit, you owe it to yourself to pick some of these up, you know. And they weren't expensive, they really weren't. I got all 4 of these boxes delivered here in Australia for about $91. Do a little bit of searching on it on Allied Express. The Truth of Past. Sensational looking cards, really. They half look good, you know. Look, the back is pretty much just the same. Like, the artwork is the same, but they've kind of repeated the image inside that. But these are great looking cards. They are. When you get stuff like this, you really do want to see images from the show or the movie, don't you? You really do. Yeah, that's right. All right. Thundercracker. Not bad. I mean, obviously, very G1 for me, Thundercracker. I loved Thundercracker's antics with Skywarp and Starscream back in early G1. You know, is it Thundercracker who became Scourge in the movie? I think so. And then my money is on Skywarp becoming Cyclonus, not the Insecticon, if I'm being honest. But it is what it is. Nice to have Thundercracker though. Where was I putting all my lenticular ones? Simon, you're not doing it right. Here we go. And obviously a Quintesson again. Some of these are obviously a bit plain on the back, if I'm being honest. But these they'll look very good all sleeved up in a binder, you know. I'm going to top load each one of these, but that I will do off camera. Crikey. Just a little bit more, okay. A little bit more character with some of the, you know, a little bit more personality, I might say, with some of the characters on the movie would have really done it for me. The Autobots really were a bit plain. You know, there wasn't really anything remarkable about them, I'm sorry to say, you know. But I'm enjoying this. See, look. Here we are again, obviously, another RC. Lovely to see RC in it, though. Like, that was in the movie, I should say. That was very good. I get the feeling it's doing that thing where it's trying to, yeah, focus. They're very good cards, though, these. They really are. They're good cards. Such a strange old hobby for me to have gotten into. What's that one? I can't read that. Sorry, it's just because it's so dark in here. I get the feeling that... Sorry, hang on, let me... It's because I'm in my theatre and it's so dark. I can't actually read that. Oh, I think it's obvious. It's obviously the Quintessons interrogating or intimidating. See, this is what I was talking about. If Sentinel knew he didn't have enough energon to meet their quota, why announce the day off for the race? The Quintessons obviously threatened him before. So is he not scared of them? Is he not taking their threats seriously? You know, Chase. Yeah, that's obviously at the very start of the movie. Again, a lovely card, but it's weird how they kind of... I did cut elements of this as well. They made it was as if Megatron was the one blindly following Sentinel, whereas Orion Pax was the rebel. Like, I would have preferred that the other way around. Megatron, you know, Megatron bows to no one. You know, it did seem a bit... This is nice though. And that's obviously Elite 1. I mean, that's nice. A good pull, that one. I'm going to put that on one of the stands. Again, a bit sort of plain on the back. If I'm being critical, if I'm being honest, that's a nice pull though. I wouldn't mind getting some more of those, I'll tell you what. Though, again, I wasn't a fan of Elite 1. Not to harp on about my edit, but I did cut a bit from her. You know? What is with the hissy fit on the surface? What's with her smacking that rock? Because, you know, and like, you know, we're going to go back and you're going to, you know, refer to me in a very positive light. And she only ever wanted to be re-promoted. It's not good. She wasn't written well in that regard. Okay, Skywarp. Skywarp was my favourite Seeker from G1. I liked him. I really did. They had a good banter between the three of those. Skywarp, Thundercracker and Starscream. They really did. Okay, we have 4 packets to go. I do love this franchise though. I'd like to see them do more. I might do a video again soon, just kind of showing you my collection here at home. Okay, speaking of Skywarp, obviously that's the static bot mode from him. And it's nice to kind of have them on the back as well though. It looks a bit, doesn't really look like the Skywarp that I know though. You only sort of really know him because of that kind of purple motif that he was, you know. But nice to have him, nice to have him. Anything sort of big on G1. Crikey. I need to get more light in this room, I really do. Again, this is a video no one is going to watch, and it's just something I'm really just doing for me. Just for me. Okay. Who is that? Oh, that's obviously Sentinel. I didn't dislike Sentinel. Like, he was a good villain, I suppose, really. Although I suppose a bit of a cliche where the hero turns out to be the bad guy. You know, like at first he was postulated as a hero. The only problem is obviously they drew their inspiration for Sentinel from the character in Dark of the Moon. And I wasn't real keen on that because you're taking inspiration from Michael Bay's movies now? Really? Is that how bad it is? The Battle for Cybertron. Yeah, that's nice. That's right. Again, though, Sentinel's army were just like, were they just like clones or drones or something? I don't really, you know, a bit more character outside of obviously Arachnid, a bit more character would have been nice. Yeah. One solution. Yeah, that's okay. Again, they tried to make a bit of a joke out of it. He said it the first time, we roll out, and you hear someone go, "What? We can't hear you. What do you mean?" And then he says it again, you know? Stop trying to inject comedy into things. The reason why, I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent now. Oh, yeah. That says Megatron. That is the best card I have pulled thus far. It's one of those lenticular ones, but there are different phases. Like there are 4 different phases. I've got to know more about this card. Oh, I can't, it's so dark in here. I think that is a super form card. In other words, that's a UR. Or it could be an SHR. It is an SHR. I can just see it in the bottom corner there. Crikey. I don't care, eh? When you get cards like that, this is the cornerstone of your collection. The center stone. Cornerstone? If I had my top loaders here right now, I'd sleeve that straight away. But that is definitely... Actually, I tell you what. I'm going to put that one there instead, in front of the other one. All right. Oh, I'm happy to get that card, let me tell you. So I've got 3 more to go. That was a very nice card to get, actually. So that was an SHR. There is a chance to get those in several of the packs. Obviously, when you say there's a chance to get it, that means you're lucky if you do. Obviously a nice one for me to get, though, that one. Nice one for me to get. Obviously D16. I liked them a lot more after they became, once they became cogged. Because that was when you could sort of see the power was starting to go to his head. Obviously when he did that thing when he shot the drone after he'd first transformed into the tank. That was, you know, and he sort of had that laugh. That was kind of like, yeah, he was, I really need to be top loading these. You could tell he was starting to lose it a bit there, you know. Friends fracture. Does that say friends fracture? Friends fracture night. Okay, yeah. Like, that's kind of a bit strange to do a card based. Obviously, this is at the point that I was really just talking about, where they're starting to develop very opposing points of view regarding how to handle Sentinel. Nice card to have, mind you, though. Orion rallies the miners. Yeah, it's a bit cliche, his speech there, you know. And again, it does highlight for me the Autobots being a bit simple, you know. I'm reminded of Loki's his speech in the Avengers, where he said you were made to be ruled. You know, you get a bit of a take on that, because they, you know, they did seem to be content to be ruled, didn't they? Really. Okay, yeah, that's all right. That's a nice one. Does that actually still just say Orion Pax, or does it say Optimus? I can't really see writing on that anywhere, but I think it's, if you can, it's still probably just going to say Orion Pax. That's nice, though. That is nice. I think that is a UR super form card, upgraded characters, bot and alt mode. That's a nice card to get. That's going to have to go on one of the stands here for now. Sorry, what was that? Elita 1? I wasn't a fan of Elita 1 in the movie. I really wasn't. She wasn't handled well. Alpha Trion. No way. Now, I know there are TP cards. There are 13 of them. And you get 13 for each of the primes. Is this one of the TPs? I can't see it here. You might actually be able to see more in the video than I will be able to. I do need to make it brighter in here, don't I? Is that a TP? No, it might. Does that say? It might say AR or HR or something like that. Lenticular transforming card. So it's just a lenticular transforming card, but obviously Alpha Trion. I liked Alpha Trion in the movie, you know. I've never been so, like, the movie only really started to get good, if I'm being honest, when they woke Alpha Trion. Okay, 2 more packets to go. If you liked this movie, you could do worse than pick up these cards. You know, get yourself a nice binder, get a few sleeves and top loaders. You know, you're gonna have a good time. Jazz. I mean, this is obviously Jazz once he gets his cog at the end. You know. Who didn't like Jazz in G1? Who didn't like Jazz? As far as I'm concerned, he was too icy. And I think if Jazz had been on Earth when Optimus Prime obviously died fighting Megatron, I think Jazz would have been the one made leader. I would have been up for that, really. Happy to have that card, though. He liked Jazz. That is Miners at Running. Yeah, no. Again, that's the race, which I cut. The race was really just added for spectacle, but it does remind me, you know, when I first came out of the movie, when I first came out of Transformers 1, I did not like it. Usually I do. I keep doing that, didn't I? Mothership of Quint. Just says Mothership of Quintesson. I thought they were portrayed quite well, though. I really did think they were. Yeah. Alright, lucky. No, there's 2 more in this pack. Obviously, I've got Orion packs again. This might be the Dynamic SSR base star card. Does that say SSI to you anywhere? I think it does say down the bottom there. If I get into the habit of doing this, I really need to do it somewhere else in the house where I've got more light, because this is not ideal. These are great cards though, they're very good cards, you know. Really happy to have that Megatron over there. Alright, Gold Tracker? Gold Tracker? I mean, it's a nice card to have, don't get me wrong, but again, I don't know who Gold Tracker is. It makes a lovely looking card though, it really does. Alright, last pack to go. Let's see what we're going to get from this one. It's a good time though, it's a good time. D16 obviously, D16 cogged at that. Yeah, see, even stuff like the colour of his eyes changing throughout, you know, or that scene when the cannon first appears, you know, gold, really, gold, pure gold. Percy, it's green, yes. A little bit of black out of there for you. Gotta laugh, haven't you? Sentinel's speech. I think I might have that one before. I'm pretty sure I do. Might be one of the first cards I got. Sentinel bows. Yeah, that's a good card, isn't it? I like these ones because, you know, having scenes, like, I really hope they do an 86 movie one and then they have scenes. I really want Hasbro to go all out on the 86 movie, like, you know, the 40th anniversary. Really, oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Okay, now that is Alphatron? Alphatron? Or is that one of the other, no, it obviously is, isn't it? Yes. Lovely, really. Very nice. Is that one of the, I gotta know, is that one of the TPs, the Supreme cards? There are 13 of. It's too dark in here, isn't it, really? It obviously is Alphatron. Where does it say? No, it says, does that say you are, right? You are Superform card. Upgraded characters, bot and alt mode. Yeah, cool, fair enough. That's nice, though. Look, you can't be unhappy when you're pulling cards like that, can you, really? You just can't, okay? That's nice, that's nice. Yeah, look, sorry, Iwan. I'm just gonna stick you right there. This is it. This is the last one. What's that? Death Tracker, right? Death, is that supposed to be Death Tracker? Look, you know, I hate that guy. That one? I mean, obviously, you know, they're going to introduce new characters sometimes, so it is what it is. That's okay. Alright, that was the first box. I may do another box on screen a bit later. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's it for me for now, creeps. Until next time.